Look at this, a little over. What is up, YouTube adventure family today? Oh my gosh, what a pleasant day it was. But this evening, it's finally gotten warm enough here in the Colorado Rockies to ride around in the evening. We're still at 70 degrees and we're looking at 6:30 in the evening. We're gonna ride up to Vail, where we spent the earlier part of the day watching some kayak competition in the juniors division and watching one of my great friends, Sean Glacken, watching his son Colin Glacken compete and place and doing such a great job and doing the best trick of the competition in my opinion by far. And I got some video footage of him, as you'll see, doing some kayaking. But we're gonna head back up to Vail. We switched bikes. Earlier I took the Power Goat. That's my favorite 60 volt e-bike, and we've talked about that. The best 60 volt e-bike on the market right now, especially for that price, and you use my discount code. But the best 52 volt e-bike on the market is no doubt the Rave GTX. Listen up, folks. This bike has a lot to offer, and it comes at a great price, and it's not missing anything. So let's jump on the Rave GTX. And let's talk about the absolute best bang for your buck and the best 52 volt e-bike that you could get for 2024. Let's jump on the Rave GTX. Let's go. Oh, hop, skip, and jump over here. Oh man, it looks a little cloudy, but we're zipping up and just zipping back down, really just kind of seeing what's going. Oh my God, don't run, don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me. What a gorgeous evening. Hopefully we don't get ramboozled with rain and all that jazz today. We shall see, but we're gonna head up to Vail here for a little bit, see what's happening in the village this evening after a nice day of watching some kayak competition up here earlier today. Just taking a nice little cool evening ride out of the sun. It was super hot. I mean, it was in the 80s today, which is super hot up here, and we're so high up in altitude that the radiation of that sun it's a lot more intense. We're on the Rave GTX. This is a 2024. This is the V2 model pretty much, where we got a lot more power, a lot better suspension. And this GTX is for like the bigger boys too, or if you want to like carry two people really. This is a really cool e-bike that you could not only carry two people on, it's got probably, if not the most comfortable seat in the e-bike industry. And I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. This e-bike is, in my opinion, and I've ridden a lot of e-bikes, I fixed a lot of e-bikes, so I see a lot of e-bikes, a lot of big name brand e-bikes and a lot of mainstream brand e-bikes, including the ones that I own. And there is nothing as comfortable as this, and very little even come close. I believe maybe like Ride One Up, they've got a similar bike in a 52 volt class. It's pretty comfortable, but the width of this seat and just how it fits is super comfortable, and you can move forward or backward on it. And I hear a lot of people complaining about the pedaling on it. Well, if you just like your sitting position, you could fix that with like seating position, so it's not that difficult. And I mean, this bike is so cushy and comfortable. that sometimes, like on my longer rides, anything like over 5 miles, pretty much one way, 10-mile round trip, anything over that, it's really hard for me not to pick this bike just based on comfort, just based on comfort alone. That front and rear suspension is just so awesome, especially for the bike path. If you were to take this bike off-road, I'd probably suggest, probably upgrading the front forks or something, unless it's just on trails. You'll be fine on trails or whatever, but I'm just saying, if you're going on super bumpy stuff, high speeds, you might want to at least upgrade the front. The rear is just amazing. You can adjust the front and rear compression and rebound, so super cool. On the suspension is the seat, so your comfort is there, along with these big, just boofy tires on here. You got the V Huntsman tires. They come standard, come stock on this e-bike, no joke. The only thing that I don't have stock or standard on this e-bike, honestly, are the grips. And I just had to get away from the form-fitting grips because I wear gloves. And it's just a little too bulky for me. It just feels weird. It's just a weird feeling where these are just super awesome and comfortable. What a great evening. Everybody out on their bikes. Hell yeah. What a perfect freaking evening. Kayakers are out. Somebody's kayaking down the river down there. That's pretty dope. I don't know if you can see it. It's really hard to see as far as the camera, but it is an orange kayak, so you can see down there. It's probably somebody I know. It's probably one of the Dennis's. There's a lot of people in town for the GoPro games too, so it could be anybody. Let's pull over to our little magic spot here before we get up to Vail. You could actually take this bike off-road a little bit. And while I was talking about trails, I mean, it handles this just fine with that dual suspension. It is just amazing. And these V Huntsman tires handle like, any kind of little gravel road, sandy road, dirt road is going to handle it just fine. Just as long as there's no big craters or big boulders. I mean, you can see, it handles it smooth. So the suspension that comes with this bike is fine for stuff like that, for sure. This is just incredible, isn't it? Buddy, that creek is raging. Let's go over here, find a good spot, and we're going to talk, about the best, honestly, just the best 52 volt e-bike on the market. And I'm going to tell you about a couple things that you need to pay attention to. This is like rougher terrain, so if you were doing this at higher speeds or were doing this a lot and often, you'd probably want to upgrade your front forks. There was a mountain lion sighting last night over here, so isn't that comforting? Oh my God, good Lord. Anyways, check it out. This right here, ladies and gentlemen, is the Rave GTX. This is a 2024 model. This is their second version. This bike's unreal. So what they've done, this thing though, this thing's worth the price of admission right there. That one thing right there is worth the entire bike. It's even on their hardtails. I've got the X, I've got the Bullet X, the hardtail, it's awesome. But this bike right here, we're talking about 52 volt. That's this one. That's the GTX. That's this right here, the GTX. But these V Huntsman tires here, look at that tread. I mean, I got big hands. I'm a basketball player. I'm a big dude. I'm 6'3". I'm a big dude. I got a big wingspan too. Those tires are huge, and they really do a lot for just absorption and vibration alone. And then you got front fork suspension there. You've got maybe one of the best rear suspensions in the industry as well. This suspension's been unreal, and you can see where it measures my weightness, my fat buttness. But you can see right there where it measures. It's pretty awesome. I mean, the suspension, the seat, the tires, just keeping my butt flowing on this thing is just unreal. And now on the front here, you know, with that front suspension too, the weight of the battery being in the middle right here really helps on that suspension, because that suspension, the way it bounces, those batteries being in the middle like that, that was a smart design. That's smart design. Another thing I like about this e-bike particularly, check this out, is the damn look of it. That is one of the sharpest, if not the sharpest e-bike in the industry. And I mean that. That bike is sharp. They did a chrome version, and I thought about grabbing that chrome version, but the black version is just me. It just looks good. I really love this bike. Every time I take it out, I just fall a little bit more in love with it each and every freaking time. It's got 3 modes. There's the headlights. It's got brake lights. It's just incredible. The comfort of this bike, and you can actually pedal this bike somewhat. That's what's so awesome about this bike, is you can pedal it and it doesn't feel awkward, and it's not like too rambunctious or anything. So you can pedal it. I wouldn't say that you would buy the bike for the pedaling reasons, but you can, and that's really cool. But check this out. The RAEV GTX, get it now. And I want to say something real quick. They are getting ready to increase all e-bikes 25% straight across the line, unless they're built here, which is what, maybe 3% of e-bikes are built here in the United States. All these e-bikes that are coming from overseas, there's going to be a tariff, a 25% tariff. Order your bike before the 14th. Order your bike before the 14th. This bike right here, use coupon code, discount code on RAEV.com. Use my discount code, Colorado Adventure Channel. It will save you a ton of money on top of already the sale prices. You've got the Bullet X, you've got the Bullet V2, you've got the GT V2, you've got the GTX. They've got a ton of bikes right now to choose from, and even an XF model that they just put out, I'm hoping to get in really, really soon with dual batteries as well. But this bike right here, you could get it in the 20 amp, just this battery, or 28 amp with both batteries. The 20 amp is coming in, I think, at $1,900 or $1,999. Use my coupon code Colorado Adventure Channel, save even more. Get that bike now, and if you want to get a battery later, get it if you can't decide. If you want to go ahead and upgrade and get both batteries, which is a good idea too, I actually got the one with just that battery and then got the second battery later. That's a good idea too. You could do that, and then you have both batteries. And you have no range anxiety, which I don't. This bike is the most comfortable bike. It goes 36 miles an hour, it has plenty of torque. It gets up the hills fine. It's super comfortable. You can carry 2 people. It's the best, the absolute best 52 volt e-bike that you could get on the market today, with 1,000 watts, 28 amp hours or 20 amp hours, a 30 amp controller. This bike is absolutely amazing. Get it while you can before the tariff affects you and affects all of us. Until our next adventure, I'm headed up to Vail to grab something to eat. This is Chris. Peace. that isn't looking good. I don't care who you are. Ooh. Woo, barely made that. I don't know if we would call that actually making it or barely making it or what, but we made it somehow. And I'm a little wet. Getting here to dry off. Have a good evening, everybody.